Oh, most organizations fail for lack of capital, lack of investment, lack of finances. And one grant is not going to help that, right? So then the thought process should be, how am I going to get the finances? Where is it going to come from? Do I know that? And do I have the internal system and process to make that happen? That is huge. That's huge. That's what my call is about next Wednesday, because many of you guys who can't get in the boot camp, and I only got 3 slots. And the person who called me while I was on the first scope just a few minutes ago was like, I got somebody who wants to pay for the boot camp, so I only really got 2 slots left. 2 slots left. And I don't think I'm doing it again. So all that to say, listen guys, I want you to be very intentional that if you are going to invest in your organization, please invest in a sustainability plan. Please invest in knowledge. Hi, Prepsy. Good to see you again. Please invest in knowledge of how and what should my structure look like internally. What systems should I have in place to acknowledge the gifts, the donations, the grants? Hi. And not only acknowledge them, right, but also manage them. How am I receiving them? Right? I was sharing earlier about, I am a gift, right? You having a dinner, you're having a car wash, you're selling t-shirts, whatever you decide to do. And I am a prospective donor. I'm a prospective person to purchase whatever you have. Fish dinner. We back to fish. I haven't eaten today. What system should I have in place? Exactly. That is the question. Hi, Nubian. Oh, you're asking the question, what system should you have in place? You should have a system in place to acknowledge the gift, to report back on what the impact was, right? And that should be given as an invitation to give again. So when we were talking earlier about the fish dinner, you don't want me to show up and just buy a dinner. No, I am a perspective. Just like when you go to a grantor, right? When you're writing an application, it is a perspective. So you really don't want them to give you one grant. You want them to keep giving you grants. You don't want one grant from them. I don't care how much the money is. You want it for the next year. You need it for next year. Because when that money runs out, what is we going to do when that money runs out? We want them to give it to us again, which means I'm going to have reported that I spent that money wisely. That is accountability. Hi, Miss J. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining. So listen, guys, I have only been raising money for organizations for 30 years. That's it. I mean, there's some that have been doing it a lot longer than me, but I've only been doing it for about 30 years. I can tell you that you want more than one grant. I can tell you do. And how do you get that second grant? Is accounting for the first one. How do you get the first one? By providing a compelling program that is well thought out and that has a sustainability plan that you are able to communicate impact. Yes, accountability. It's a very transparent process. It's not hidden at all. It's a very transparent process. Why? Everybody has an application. Hi, hey, good to see you. Good to see you again. Everyone has an application. Everyone has the same application. Everybody has the same deadline. Everybody got to get it in at the same time. Right? Everything is given a forward. Sustainability. Great question. So sustainability says, once I open my organization, what is my plan to make sure that this time next year I am open? What's my plan for income? What is my strategy to raise money to support this organization? That's what sustainability means. Most people don't think beyond, oh my gosh, I got this great idea. Hi, Toya. Thank you so much for joining. If you guys want to invite your followers, this would be a great time. This would be a great time. Greetings. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, I had a hard time explaining this part to people. I have a hard time. Yeah, we got to make it easy. You got to make that part easy. Because when you are talking to a donor who is not convinced that you know how you're going to sustain their organization, it doesn't give them a whole lot of confidence to believe that they should pour money in an organization. It doesn't. It just doesn't. And you've got to know what your program costs. Not just what you want to do, but how much does it cost? Not just what you want to do, but how much does it cost? How much does it cost? I don't know. Did I share with you guys? I think I shared a couple of days ago. One of my first major individual gifts was $1 million. Y'all know I almost passed out. I could barely drive home, right? So I'm in this meeting. This lady had been giving this organization $25. $25 for like 30 years. She'd been given $25, right? And I came into the system, and I'm all about accountability to your donors, because if you tell your donors too much money, too much information about how you spend their money, they're like, don't tell me how you spend my money. I know how you spend my money. I trust you with my money, right? You might feel that way about your pastor. I don't know. But anyway, you give money, you give money, you give money. And people are saying to you, this is what I'm doing with your money. This is how we're spending your money. This is how lives are being changed because of your partnership. Oh my gosh. And they're like, don't tell me anything else about how you spend my money. I trust that you do the right thing with my money. You want to be there, right? So this lady has been giving this kind of money over and over. And I decide I'm going to go talk to her. Nobody wants to talk to donors. I don't understand that. That to me is the quickest way to get more money, is to talk to them. The quickest way. They looking in your face. How they going to say no, right? So I go and I talk to the lady and I said, hey, how you doing? She's a little old lady. She's got this thing under her shirt and it's fluttering. And I'm thinking it's like some heart machine and it's her parrot. Listen, guys, you can't make this stuff up, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm watching her chest move, and I'm thinking, she's got something going on under her blouse. It's a parrot. It's her pet parrot under her shirt. I digress. All right, so we're talking, we're chit-chatting, and she says, so what brings you by? Because people with money don't have a whole lot of time for chit-chat, right? So you go in, you sit, you listen. That's kind of like how y'all should come to me on my calendar. When you get on my calendar, I said to you guys this morning, this is what you do. Jen, this is my problem. Tell me what you think, right? So I go to her house. We're talking, we're chit, we're drinking tea. And she says, so tell me what you guys need, the organization. What's the organizational need? I thought to myself, well, we need $1 million. She said, what do you need $1 million for? I said, well, actually, we need to repair a camp that is in disrepair. The bathrooms don't work. The pool is leaking, which is causing more damage, right? The kids can't use it. We have a horse area that's falling apart, so it's not safe for the animals. But if we had $1 million, we'd be able to make this thing rock out, and then we would be able to give kids an experience through the summer that they could never have anyplace else. She said, is that all you need? I said, yeah, that's all we need. It's $1 million. That woman wrote me a check for $1 million. Did you hear me say that she was giving $25 a month? Y'all know I had to pull over to the side of the road and have a moment, a real moment. But that to me was key. What was the learning behind that? What was the learning behind that? I said, this organization did not know its donors. You did not know your donor. You had no idea who you had standing in front of you, writing you a check for $25 every month. How many of you guys are running around not building relationships, thinking I got to do this all by myself, right? Thinking I got to do it all by myself. I don't know who to find. I don't know where to find them. I'm like, really? That tells me you don't know your program. You don't know your program, or you don't know the people that you should start identifying who to partner with. That was the word yesterday. I think the word yesterday was partnership, right? Getting started, and this is good to know. Yeah. We cover all of this in the boot camp. We talk about your program partnerships. We talk about who are the strategic partners, right? You don't get your partners before you know your program. Why? How do you know what partners you need until you build your program? How you know? How you know? And once you understand the needs of the program, then you start identifying who would fund this program. Net worth earnings, so you know. And that is the part that, the networking part does not have to be time consuming if it's strategically thought out. There should be a strategy to everything you do. Every activity should have a point and a process that points directly to, how is this going to turn into income? How's this going to turn into income? Hi, Minister. Thank you so much for joining. Well, I'm glad you found me as well. Yes. I'm just this little old girl that's been raising money for close to 30 years. That's all I do. All I do is walk around and help people figure out how you going to raise money for that. What do you understand how? And listen. Okay, so we're back to the fish fry. You guys will have me walk in and you say, Jen, I need you to buy a plate, right? Or two. And you're going to charge me $10 or $12, right? And so I walk in thinking ahead. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to get some fish. I want catfish, please. A little extra. How much is extra? Because, I like to eat. So I get the plate. Now, you as an organization, I'm going to give you freebie. This right here is free 99 right here. Free 99. Lean in, lean in, lean in. I walk up, I give you my money, you smile, give me my plate, and say thank you, and then let me walk out the door. There should be something on every element of that box, of that bag, or something. There should be an envelope. There should be a testimony of some kind. There even might be a picture. There is some reason for me to say, who did I just buy this plate from? What are they doing? So that the next time they have a plate, I might just drive past every other fish fry to get to this one. Why? Because I'm interested in their vision. I'm interested in their impact. I'm interested in finding out what else they do. And possibly with that interest, you might get me to give you more than $20 for these two plates. After I've given you that $20, right? How are you acknowledging me later? How are you staying in contact with me? Do you even know my address? Do you know my phone number? How are you going to send me something about your organization? Until I see a flyer for the next fish fry? Is this thing on? Do you hear what I'm saying? Every activity should be tied in some way. Guys, there is strategy behind sustaining your organization. It's not just activity, right? Every activity that you do should be a part of a strategic plan that is leading to increasing your donor base, because that is a stream of income that you are going to need outside of grants. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not leaving this scope up. I'm telling you right now, it's coming down. There will be no replay on this. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, this is not going to be on replay. Yeah. There should be opportunity. Hold on, I'm right. Get your pens out now. Get your pens out. Get your pens out. I'm serious. This is not going to be on replay. For real. For real. For real. For real. For real. Oh my gosh. You cannot afford as an organization to believe that the only income stream that you need is grants. No. If in fact you are doing other activities that involve an audience of any size, how are you communicating to that audience and capturing information to engage them later? There is a process of introducing people to your organization, and from that introduction, leveraging that introduction to draw them closer.